Let's talk about something that almost nobody wants to say out loud, but so many of you have quietly noticed. The food in senior living communities. It's not always what it's advertised to be. You're shown glossy brochures with beautiful plates, smiling residents, fresh salads, and warm bowls of soup. But once you move in, the reality can feel very different. In this video, we're going to uncover the ugly truth about senior living food, the 5 worst foods they often serve, and most importantly, what you should demand instead so you protect your health, your energy, and your dignity. Let's start with the first one, because this shows up on plates more than almost anything else. Highly processed, reheated convenience meals. I'm talking about frozen lasagna slices, pre-made meatloaf slabs, powdered mashed potatoes, and vegetables that look like they've given up on life. These foods are cheap, easy to prepare in bulk, and they sit well under heat lamps. But here's the problem. They're usually loaded with sodium, preservatives, and low-quality oils. For someone over 60, that much salt can mean higher blood pressure, more swelling in the legs, and extra strain on the heart and kidneys. You deserve better than something that tastes like it came from a freezer truck. What should you ask for instead? Freshly prepared, simple meals with recognizable ingredients. Real baked chicken instead of processed patties. Fresh steamed vegetables with some color and texture, not gray mush. Real potatoes that were actually boiled and mashed in the kitchen. Even if the menu doesn't change overnight, you can speak up at resident meetings. Ask how often meals are made from scratch. Ask to see ingredient lists. When enough residents politely but firmly request fresher options, management listens. Food is not a luxury, it's your daily medicine. Now let's move to the second worst offender. Sugary desserts and refined carbs at nearly every meal. Pancakes drowning in syrup, white bread rolls, pudding cups, sheet cake for every birthday, holiday, or Tuesday afternoon. It may feel comforting, and of course, there's nothing wrong with enjoying a treat now and then. But when sugar becomes a daily habit, it can spike blood sugar levels, worsen diabetes, increase inflammation, and leave you feeling tired instead of energized. Have you ever noticed that mid-afternoon crash after a heavy, carb-loaded lunch? That's not just getting older, that's your body riding the sugar roller coaster. What should you demand instead? Whole grain options like brown rice or whole wheat bread. Fresh fruit for dessert at least as often as cake, yogurt with no added sugar. If you're managing diabetes or pre-diabetes, ask whether diabetic-friendly menu alternatives are truly balanced or just smaller portions of the same sugary foods. You have every right to request balanced meals that support steady energy. The third issue is something many people don't recognize right away: low-quality protein. Protein is critical as we age. After 60, we naturally lose muscle mass more quickly. That affects balance, strength, and independence. Yet many senior living menus rely on small portions of overcooked meat, mystery casseroles, or processed deli slices. Sometimes the protein is so tough or dry that residents skip it altogether. When protein drops, muscle weakens. Weak muscles increase fall risk. Falls lead to hospital visits, and that's a chain reaction nobody wants. Instead, ask for adequate portions of high-quality protein: baked fish, eggs, beans, lentils, tender chicken, Greek yogurt. If chewing is an issue, request softer but still protein-rich options like stewed meats or well-seasoned legumes. The goal isn't fancy cuisine, it's nourishment that keeps you strong enough to live life on your terms. Now, before we go any further, if this is opening your eyes or confirming what you've already suspected, take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. I create content specifically for seniors who want to stay informed, independent, and in control of their health. The more you engage, the more these important conversations reach other people who need them. Now let's keep going, because the next issue is one that doesn't always look dangerous on the surface, but over time, it quietly chips away at your health. I'm talking about overcooked,
lifeless vegetables, and a serious lack of fresh produce. You've probably seen it before. Green beans cooked until they're gray, carrots so soft they collapse at the touch of a fork, salads made of pale iceberg lettuce with one lonely slice of tomato. Technically, yes, vegetables are being served, but nutritionally, it's often the bare minimum. When vegetables are overcooked and sitting in steam trays for long periods, they lose valuable vitamins, especially vitamin C and certain B vitamins. And when meals rely on canned vegetables packed in sodium, you're once again getting more salt than your body needs. After 60, your immune system, bone strength, and even your memory benefit from nutrient-dense foods. Fresh spinach, broccoli, bell peppers, berries, these are not extras, they're fuel for healthy aging. So what should you ask for instead? Request lightly steamed or roasted vegetables with color and texture. Ask if fresh fruit can be offered daily, not just occasionally. Even something as simple as adding a side salad with dark leafy greens instead of iceberg can make a real difference. If your community has a garden or outdoor space, suggest a small resident herb or vegetable garden. Many facilities are open to ideas that promote wellness and engagement. Sometimes they just need someone to speak up. Now, let's talk about something that surprises a lot of people: excessive use of cheap oils and fried foods. Fried chicken, fried fish, fried potatoes, even fried snacks in the afternoon. It's comforting, it's crispy, and it's familiar. But frequent fried foods cooked in low-quality vegetable oils can increase inflammation in the body. Inflammation is connected to joint pain, heart disease, and even cognitive decline. At this stage of life, protecting your heart and brain should be a top priority. That doesn't mean you can never enjoy something crispy again. It simply means it shouldn't be the default cooking method several times a week. Instead, ask whether foods can be baked, grilled, or air-fried with minimal oil. Ask what type of oil the kitchen uses. Olive oil and avocado oil are far better choices than heavily processed seed oils used repeatedly in deep fryers. You might feel hesitant asking these questions. Maybe you don't want to be that person. But here's something important to remember. You are not being difficult. You are advocating for your health. Senior living communities market themselves as wellness-focused environments. Wellness includes food quality. When residents respectfully raise concerns together, management pays attention. And there's another layer to this conversation that many families don't realize. Nutrition directly impacts mood and mental sharpness. Diets high in sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats can leave you feeling sluggish, irritable, or foggy. On the other hand, balanced meals with proper protein, fiber, and healthy fats can support clearer thinking and steadier emotions. If you've ever felt more tired than you think you should after meals, it might not be just aging. It might be what's on the plate. The key here is awareness. Once you start noticing patterns, too much fried food, too many refined carbs, too few fresh ingredients, you can start asking smarter questions. Attend food committee meetings if your community has one. Invite other residents to share their concerns. Keep the tone calm and constructive. The goal isn't confrontation, it's improvement. Because at the end of the day, you're not asking for gourmet restaurant meals. You're asking for real food that supports real health. And when you understand what's being served and how it affects your body, you're in a much stronger position to protect your independence for years to come. The last issue is one that often gets overlooked because it doesn't sit on the plate the way meat or vegetables do. It's hydration and hidden additives. Many senior living communities offer coffee in the morning, maybe iced tea at lunch, and small glasses of water at dinner. But consistent, intentional hydration throughout the day, that's often missing. And when beverages are offered, they're sometimes sugary juices, artificial drink mixes, or diet sodas loaded with artificial sweeteners. As we age, our sense of thirst weakens. You may not feel thirsty even when your body needs water. Mild dehydration can cause fatigue, dizziness, confusion, constipation, and even increase the risk of falls. Some urinary tract infections in seniors are triggered simply by not drinking enough fluids. Yet hydration rarely gets the attention it deserves in these facilities. Instead of settling for whatever beverage happens to be available, ask for accessible water stations throughout the day. Ask if herbal teas can be offered without added sugar. Request fresh lemon or cucumber slices in water to make it more appealing. If you enjoy juice, ask whether it can be diluted to reduce the sugar load. These may sound like small adjustments, but they protect your brain, your kidneys, and your balance. Now, when you step back and look at all 5 issues, processed reheated meals, excessive sugar and refined carbs, low-quality protein, overcooked or nutrient-poor vegetables, and poor hydration, you start to see the bigger picture. None of this is about being picky. It's about understanding that food is directly tied to your strength, your clarity, and your independence. If your muscles are weak because protein intake is low, everyday tasks become harder. If blood sugar is constantly spiking and crashing, your energy disappears. If inflammation builds up from fried foods and poor oils, joints ache and mobility declines. If you're dehydrated, your mind feels foggy. These are not inevitable signs of aging, they are often signs of inadequate nutrition. The empowering part is this: you are not powerless. Even within a senior living setting, you have a voice. You can ask to see weekly menus in advance. You can talk with the dietitian if one is available. You can collaborate with other residents to request changes. Sometimes facilities assume residents don't care or won't notice. When you respectfully show that you do care, that assumption changes. You can also make small personal adjustments. If allowed, keep healthy snacks in your room. Unsalted nuts, high-quality protein bars with minimal sugar, fresh fruit, or Greek yogurt. If portions are small, ask for extra protein. If vegetables are bland, ask for olive oil or simple seasoning instead of heavy sauces. These are practical, doable steps. Most importantly, shift your mindset from, "I guess this is just how it is," to "My health still matters." You've earned the right to live with strength and dignity. Good food isn't about luxury, it's about maintaining the ability to walk confidently, think clearly, and enjoy time with family and friends. If this conversation resonated with you, share your experiences in the comments. What have you noticed about the food in your community? What changes would you like to see? Your story might help someone else feel less alone and more confident speaking up. And if you found this helpful, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. I'm here to give you practical, honest information that supports your independence and well-being. Small changes truly can make a powerful difference, even later in life. Remember, aging does not mean settling. It does not mean accepting lower standards. With awareness and a little courage to ask for better, you can protect your health and continue living fully. Here's to staying strong, staying informed, and making choices that help you thrive at any age.